This is Nina again with Friends of the Cabildo and Yoga at the Cabildo. Good morning. It's Sunday morning and it's a beautiful day, and I woke up thinking about the breath. The breath is, in my personal opinion, is very personal. It's the first thing you do when you were born, is you take a deep breath, and it's the last thing you do when you close your eyes and pass away. It's always with you. It's the vital life force throughout the body. So it's important that we use it properly, and it's important that we take advantage of it, using it to its full capacity. So in most yoga practices, we inhale and we exhale through the nose. When you breathe through the nose, all those little hairs in the nose will actually filter toxins from entering your body. Breathing through the nose can keep your heart rate down, which is nice. And it also can stimulate the parasympathetic nervous system, which is very calming for the brain and helps keep the mind still and a stressless life if you just think about using the breath, especially when you're under those times of stress. Go back to the breath. Always go back to the breath. It's yours. It's very personal. It's your best friend. So I woke up thinking about a particular type of breathing that we do. It's called Ujjayi breathing, Y-U-J-J-I breathing. Has anyone ever been in a class where somebody's breathing really, really loud? Well, I have, because I'm a teacher, and I don't understand why. Their mouth is closed, they're breathing through the nose, but it's so loud, and I'm not quite sure what they're taught or why they're doing that, but the Ujjayi breath should just be you hearing your breath. So it is not loud, it's very, very low, but you can hear it. So it's you're gently tucking the chin. There's a slight restriction in the throat, and it's as if you're whispering with your mouth closed. So, for instance, if you say, that's a whisper, H-A, whisper, and then you continue doing that with your mouth closed, it would be sort of like, and then you can hear it. So this allows you to monitor the quality of your breath. It monitors the inhalation and the exhalation. If the breath becomes rigid or bumpy, you can slightly correct that. Nobody else, just you. Nobody else can hear your breath, just you. So try to keep that in mind. It's a restriction in the throat. You're breathing through the nose. And one of the purposes of it is for you to monitor the quality of your breath, nobody else's breath. So nobody should be hearing you breathe. It's very subtle. Okay, so we're going to start. In this practice, we're going to work towards head to knee pose, Janu Shoshana, or head of the knee pose. You could use some paddings or a blanket if you need to sit on a blanket, or possibly for your foot or your knee. So you always want to have a mat close by. 2 blocks if you need 2 blocks. I'm going to keep those over here. And when we do Janu Shoshana, you might need a strap because you can't take your foot. Okay, so always have a strap close by. So these are props that you should always have close by. If you don't have paddings, you can always bring a blanket, or use a blanket is perfectly fine. And if you don't have a strap, use a tie or a belt. It's all good. All right, so we're going to start standing, and we're going to make our way towards Janu Shoshana, head of the knee pose. Okay, so standing nice and tall. Spread the toes wide. Let's come to your neutral alignment, Samasthiti. The feet are pointing forward. The chest is lifted, the tailbone soft. Spreading your toes nice and wide. Think about pressing the base of the big toes and the base of the little toes into the mat, the very center of the heels into the mat. 3 points in each foot pressed evenly into the mat. And as you keep your awareness to those 3 points in each foot, think about engaging the muscles above the knees, the quadricep muscles. The arches of the feet will rise as you root your feet. The kneecaps will rise. That will help protect your knees as you root the base of the toes and the center of the back of the heels. The tailbone is reaching gently towards the earth. It's very, very subtle. You want to continue to decompress the lumbar spine. Now, if I was thinking about this also, if you don't have a big curve in your back and your back is rather flat, it's okay. You don't have to keep drawing the tailbone down like I'm telling you to do, because you might want to create a little bit of a curve in the back of your back. Okay, so that's for some of us that have a little bit of a flat back. You don't have to release the tailbone down because it's already in that position. Does that make sense? Lift your rib cage high, soften the shoulders, and bring your hands to the heart. Stay here, quieting the mind for 5 breaths. Through the nose. And once you're complete, open your eyes. Inhale the arms out to the side, surround the body with gratitude, and exhale the hands back home to the heart. Thank you again. This is Nina with Friends of the Cabildo and Yoga at the Cabildo. I'm here just offering these classes to you. They're on YouTube. If you are enjoying these classes, go to Friends of the Cabildo website. Just find Friends of the Cabildo and you can become a member of the Cabildo. It's only $40 for a whole year. And also, if you take classes at the Cabildo, the classes are only $10 as opposed to $15. You get free admission to all the Louisiana State Museums. There's a whole lot of perks for just $40 a year. Okay, so just thought I'd throw that out there. Okay, standing with the feet pointing forward, the inner edges of the feet are parallel with each other, the outer edges of the feet are parallel to the outer edges of the mat. Inhale the arms up, let the heels rise. And on your exhalation, slowly begin your descent. And the hands travel once again to the heart center. Inhale, surround the body with gratitude. Slowly exhale down, breathing through the nose. Spread the toes wide, root the feet, big inhalation, surrounding the body with contentment. Such a big word during these times. Exhale slowly, sliding the shoulder blades down your back, the heels release, and the hands travel to the heart all at the same time. This time we'll stay up into Dandasana. Inhale, the heels rise, the arms rise. Breathing like this. Soften the shoulders. 5 breaths. If lifting the heels is not available for you, you can always place the heels down. This is actually a little bit of a challenge. Or lift the heels up. 2 more breaths like this. And on your next exhalation, everything releases down and the hands travel home to the heart center. Okay, so I will always say this, I'm not a big fan of spinal flexion, folding forward and coming up. That would be going forward with a rounded spine. It causes problems with the spine. It causes rounding up the spine, kyphosis, and you start getting a little shorter. So I'm always working on lengthening the spine. So I have the shoulder blades back, shoulders back. Lift the rib. Let me show you something real quickly. I'm just going to show this one time. Bring your thumbs on your lower ribs and your middle fingers on your frontal hip bones. Lift the rib cage high. Feel that distance between the hips and the rib cage. So when you fold forward, you don't want to close that distance up. This is a great tool to use if you find yourself going forward with a rounded spine. I mean, sometimes we can't help it, and I understand that. That's perfectly fine. Our bodies are all designed differently. Keep this distance as you draw the belly in, micro bend the knees. As you fold halfway over, don't close the distance between the rib cage and the rib cage and the frontal hip bones. Keep it nice and open. The spine is long. There. Notice my spine is nice and long. Breathing like this. Maybe you can extend the arms alongside the ears and reach. If not, that's perfectly fine. Stay here breathing. Root the feet. Distribute the weight equally in the feet. And on your next exhalation, let the body gently drape forward. So here you can use blocks if you need blocks to place your hands down, or take hold of your elbows and let the head surrender down. So we're not warmed up in the back of the legs right now, so that's okay if your knees are bent. It's no big deal. We're not competing against each other.
This is your practice. Breathing like this, spread the shoulder blades wide. And if you engage the quads, you just might lift the hips a little bit higher. Change the fold of the elbows, let the head release, spread the shoulder blades wide, and gently turn your head to the left and right. So as I'm folding forward, I'm gently releasing my tailbone down to get a nice, really nice lower back stretch. I'm stretching the back of my legs. I'm inverted, so the blood is rushing towards my brain. It's very detoxing for the brain. It's very calming for the brain. Breathing like this for 2 more breaths. This is a variation of Uttanasana. Turn your head to the left and right once again. Taking tension out of the neck. Come back to center, nod the chin a few times. Breathing. If you place your hands on your lower back, lift the head, lift the chest, tuck the chin. Notice the spine is nice and long. And gently press the back down as the body comes up. You just might come up with a nice long spine. Good. A little gentle back bend. Interlace the hands behind you. So when the chest lifts up and back, try not to throw your hips forward. It's the upper back that's moving up to go back, okay? So interlace the fingers behind you, walk your knuckles towards the earth, lift the chest up and gaze up. That's your inhalation. Tuck the chin, come back to center. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, the heart rises, knuckles towards the earth, gazing up. The breath is high into the chest, opening up the heart area. Tuck the chin, come back to center. Last time like this. Inhale, lift your heart. Draw the knuckles towards the earth, breathing like this. Keep the breath soft while the body is under tension. Remember the Ujjayi breath. You can hear the breath. You don't even hear my breath right now. Breathing. On your next exhalation, tuck the chin. Remember that space. Imagine you're creating that space with your hands. Fold forward without closing up the rib cage and the hips. All the way over. And at this point, you can just gently drape forward. If you cannot do this, place the hands on the legs. It's perfectly fine. You're still folding forward. Breathing. And getting a nice stretch in the lower back. Utthita Padangusthasana. Take your first 2 fingers and cup between the big toe and the middle toe. Elbows out to the side, head releases down. Once again, I'm taking tension out of my neck. I'm walking my shoulder blades towards my hips. And I'm still distributing the weight equally in my feet. Press the base of the big toes, little toes in the center of the heels into the mat. Utthita Padangusthasana. Breathing like this. And take your time, inhale the body up, place your hands on your back, lift the chest, lift the chin all the way up. Good. Big inhalations, surround the body with compassion, and the hands travel home to the heart's center. Okay, we're going to do a nice lateral stretch. Okay, remember to mirror me. Shift your weight to the leg, same leg. This is my right leg, your left leg, cross the foot over. So the toes are on the outer edge of this foot. And what you want to do is check in with your hips, because this simple action of crossing the leg over, one hip's going to want to probably travel in front. So bring that opposite hip back. Your hips are on the same plane, left to right, up and down. Okay, so try to check in and make sure the pelvis is nice and stable. Inhale the arm up, lift your chest, travel over, and reach. Soften the shoulder down. 2 more times. Inhale, the heart rises. Draw the belly in, exhale over. Big lateral stretch. Last time, huge inhalation, lift your heart, draw the navel in to travel over, surrender the shoulder down. From here, if you wish, turn your head and look down, breathing like this. And on your next inhalation, slowly take your time to come up and release. Soften that back knee to release the cross of the legs. Let's do the other side. Shift your weight to this leg, distribute the weight equally in the feet. Cross the foot over, check in with your hips. Once again, this hip wants to come back. Make sure, so we're always centered around the pelvis and we're trying so hard to keep it nice and stable. Spread the toes wide, root that base foot to inhale the arm up and reach over. Soften the shoulder down and reach. It's a big lateral stretch, creating so much space in this side of the body. 2 more times like this. Big inhalation, lift your heart. Exhale, reach over. Last time like this. Inhale, grow tall. Keep your head back. Exhale, fold over. We have a tendency to drop forward sometimes. Try to keep the head lifted and reach. And if you wish, turn your head looking down, breathing like this. And inhale up to exhale down, soften the back knee to release the cross. Good. Shift your weight to this leg. Extend the arms out to the side. Inhale the leg up. Turn towards that bent knee. Don't disturb your hips. Keep your hips forward. We're rotating in the waist. Slowly, or in the spine, I should say. Inhale back to center, working our waistline. Grow tall. Open your chest. Turn the body again. Just a nice twist. Creating so much space in the spine right now. So much internal space throughout the entire body. Lift your heart. Open the chest. Exhale. Draw the belly in. You always want to engage the belly when you rotate. That protects the spine. You can open the arms out to the side if you wish. Extend the leg out forward if you wish, and turn your head. Breathing like this. Twisting. Take your time. Inhale the body back to center. Bend the knee, and the foot releases. Let's do the other side. Shift your weight to this leg. Mirror me. Extend the arms out to the side. Inhale the leg up. Engage your belly. Keep the leg forward. Don't disturb your hips. Just twist the upper body towards that bent knee. Inhale back to center. Grow tall. Open your chest. Turn again. Exhaling. Last time like this. Inhale back to center. Lift your heart. Open your chest. Draw the belly in. Turn. Open the arms out to the side. Turn your head if you wish. And extend the leg forward. Breathing like this. Staying focused. Take your time and let the body come back to center with your inhalation, and exhale, release. Hands once again travel to the heart center. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. All the way over. Nice long spine. Can you stand on your hands? You're standing on the base of the hands. You can always use your blocks folding forward. It's all good. It's such a lovely prop. Slip the hands under the feet. Okay, you can also bend your knees to get to the feet. You want to stand on the base of the hands. The feet are hip distance apart. Slip your hands under the feet. The toes are reaching your wrist, ideally. And the elbows are out to the side. And as you exhale, draw the belly in. Let the head surrender as you lift your hips up. Breathing, I'm trying to create as much space as possible in my upper body right now, because this is where we hold on to tension and stress, anxiety, even anger. So we always want to keep this area around the heart, the upper body open. The head surrenders. This is called Utthita Hastasana. Breathing like this. Two more breaths. Release the feet. Lift your chest, lift your head, tuck your chin. Inhale all the way up. Very good. Right. If you need to use blocks, you can use blocks for this next practice, like this. Just keep your blocks right here, or here, or here. It's all good. All right? Okay, so right now we're going to use rights and lefts. So pivot your right foot out to the side. So all you're doing is this, pivoting it out to the side. Pivot your right foot out to the side and step your left foot forward. It's a nice wide stance. The first thing, the left foot, so we're on the same foot right now. Your left foot is pointing forward. I'm going to very, very gingerly walk my left hip back, because ideally my hips are pointing forward right now. The tailbone is soft, the rib cage is lifted, and the hands are traveling home to the heart center. Got that? On your next inhalation, we're going to come into Virabhadrasana 1. It's a nice wide stance. My shoulders are forward. So ideally, in a perfect world, the knee is over the ankle, the hamstring is parallel to the floor. My hips are pointing forward. The inner thigh of this back leg is walking towards the wall behind me. The inner thigh of my back leg, this will gently shift the hips forward, the pelvis forward. And I'm pressing the outer edge of that back foot into the mat, trying to keep this leg very, very active. Okay, so on your inhalation, come into Warrior One. So Warrior One is a gentle back bend. So our body, it's as if you're catching a little bit of wind, gently goes back. And then on your next exhalation, let the body travel forward and reach. And then we're going to inhale back again. And then on your exhalation, Parsvottanasana, hands to the heart. You fold forward first. This is when you can use your blocks if you want. Now the thigh is up against the belly and you're massaging the descending colon right now on the left side of the body. And once you're up against the leg, then you're going to gently straighten the leg into Parsvottanasana. And the head can surrender down. So it's as if the body's making a capital upside down V. I'm keeping the back leg active and my shoulders are open. On your next, I'm moving slow on this first time. On your next inhalation, bend the knee to the ankle, come back to Warrior One. And on your exhalation, straighten the leg and the hands travel back home. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, move back, fall back, catch that wind. Exhale, the body gently reaches forward. So from the back of the head to the back of my back heel is nice and long. Inhale, gently go back. Exhale, hands to the heart, fold forward, and then straighten the leg. So you're gluing your belly to the leg. You're gluing the leg to the belly. Always thinking about the digestive tract. On your next inhale, bring your knee over the ankle, come back to your Warrior One pose, reach up to go back, and then straighten the leg, hands travel back home to the heart center. We're going to only do that 1 more time. Inhale. Exhale. Draw the belly in. Inhale, let the heart move back. Exhale, hands to the heart, fold forward, and straighten your leg into Parsvottanasana. Breathing like this. I'm gently lifting the arch of my back foot to keep that leg active. So I'm pressing the outer edge of the back foot into the mat. I'm softening my toes. Breathing like this. I can hear my breath, the Ujjayi breath. I'm keeping the breath nice and soft, yet I can monitor it. Breathing. And on your next inhalation, bend the knee. Come back to Warrior One. Exhale, hands travel home to the heart center. Pivot the back foot forward, soften the front knee, and step the right foot, your right foot to meet the left foot. Let's do the other side. Step the left foot all the way back. Right now, my heels are hip distance apart. The back foot's on a 45-degree angle. My right toes are pointing forward. Walk your right hip back and your left hip forward. Soften your tailbone towards the earth. Lift your chest open, so we're always preparing the spine before we execute a pose. Bring your hands home to inhale into Virabhadrasana 1, and then catch that wind and fall back. On your next exhalation, reach forward. Very active pose from the back of that back heel all the way to the crown of your head, nice and long. Inhale back again. Bring your hands home. Fold forward first. Now we're massaging the ascending colon on the right side of the body, and then gently straighten your leg as you fold forward into Parsvottanasana. Once again, the inner thigh of that back leg is walking towards the wall behind you. There's a little, very slight action within the body that's just always creating balance in the body. A very, very slight adjustment. I'm softening my toes. I'm softening my breath while the body's under tension. On your next inhalation, bend the knee over the ankle. Let the core muscles lift the body up and back. And then exhale, hands travel back home to the heart center. Let's do that 2 more times, okay? Everybody all right? Inhale, go back, fall back. Exhale, reach. Inhale, open. Bring your hands home, fold forward, and straighten the leg. Parsvottanasana, the head surrenders down. Once again, you can have your blocks. You can place your hands on the legs if you want. This actually makes it more challenging for your balance. On your next inhale, bring the knee over the ankle. Come back to your Virabhadrasana 1 pose. And then exhale, hands travel to the heart. Last time like this. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, the body reaches forward. Soften your shoulders, strong arms. Inhale, back to Virabhadrasana 1. Bring your hands home. Fold the body forward first. And then straighten the leg, Parsvottanasana. Breathing like this, just making little adjustments. Head releases down. Remember, the inner thigh of this back leg is reaching towards the wall behind me, keeping my hips stable, softening the toes, softening the breath while the body's under tension. Take your time. Inhale back into warrior one. Exhale, hands travel home to the heart center. Pivot the back foot forward, soften your front knee. Step the left foot to meet the right. All right? Step your right foot back. Left foot forward, right foot back. Bring your left hip back. I'm trying to I'm so carefully walking that hip back without force. Remember, this is a non-violent approach to wellness. Whoops. So we don't need to fall. Okay. Bring your hands to the heart. Inhale into warrior one. Bring your hands home. Fold forward and straighten the leg. Parsvottanasana. Make sure this front foot is pointing forward. Pivot the back foot forward. So now all 10 toes are pointing forward. And then I'm going to bend my knee gently and bring it directly over the ankle. Hands in front of the body, shoulder width apart. Just a couple of inches in front of the body. And then on my next inhalation, I will lift the leg up. Spread the toes wide of that left foot, the base foot. Maybe you can take your, okay, so the first thing I want you to do is I want you to distribute the weight equally between the hands and the foot. Draw the belly in, let the head release down. Maybe you can take the ankle with the left hand. We can stay here and distribute the weight equally between the left hand and the left foot. Maybe between the right hand and the left foot. Maybe the right hand can take the foot as well. Breathing and challenge yourself. This is advance. Lift the leg higher for 3. My leg is shaking. Whoops. For 2. Lift higher. Balancing. The belly has to be active. This is very, very challenging. Place the hands down, soften the knee. Step the right foot to meet the left. Lift your heart, inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Breathing like this. Can you stand on the top of your hands? Maybe soften the knees. So all of these poses are creating internal equilibrium and space in the body. Balancing is very challenging for me and for a lot of us, but I continue working on it because sometimes it's 2 steps forward, 1 step back, or the other way around. But it's okay, I keep going. Nothing's wrong with that. You're not competing against anybody. Breathing like this. I'm standing on the base of the hands, the head is released, and I am lifting my hips up. Breathing. And release. Hands to the hips. Inhale the body all the way up. This time I'm going to step my left foot back. Place the hands on the hips. I'm walking my right hip back and my left hip forward very, very, very carefully, gently. The toes are pointing forward. The back leg is active once again to bend the knee over the ankle and come into your warrior one pose. Remember, this is a gentle back bend. Gently catch that wind to go back. Breathing, and then I'm going to bring my hands to the heart. Fold forward first. This is massaging the right side of the belly. Always supporting the digestive tract. Then I straighten the leg and come into Parsvottanasana. Last time. Breathing. Make sure this foot is pointing forward. Bend the knee over the ankle. Turn the back foot forward. Place your hands on the mat. And then on your inhalation, straighten the bottom leg, the supported leg, as you inhale the other leg up, the back leg up. Distribute the weight equally between the hands and the foot right now. Maybe your right hand can take the ankle. Maybe not. It's okay. I'm here, I'm with you, 100%. Maybe the left hand can meet the right hand. Lift the leg higher if you can. Breathing in this position. Stay focused. 3 more breaths. Lift the leg higher. Breathing like this for 2. Draw the belly in. It's your best friend in this pose. Yes, 1 more time. Lift the leg. Whoops. Breathing. Hands to the mat. Soften the knees. Step the opposite foot to meet the base foot. Lift your chest. Inhale. And exhale, fold forward. Can you bring your heels and toes together? Bend the knees. Wrap your forearms around the lower legs. You can cup your heels if you wish. This is another variation of Padahastasana. And then lift the hips up as the head releases down. Open up your chest. No tension in the neck. Now, if you cannot take your heels, just place your hands behind the lower legs with your middle fingers pointing towards your heels. Engage the quads. And the head releases down. Open your chest. Try to keep your eyes open. Distribute the weight equally in the feet. 3 more breaths. Lift the chest, lift the head, inhale the body all the way up. Press the hips down. Okay, 1 more pose. And then we're going to bring it down and do head to knee pose or head of the knee pose, Janu Shoshana. And Parsva, Janu Shoshana. Okay, so we're going to use a block. I think I'm going to face this way again. Okay. I'm going to pivot my right foot out to the side. So pivot your right foot out to the side, okay? Let's be on the same foot because I'm facing this way. And step your left foot forward. Oh, I need to back up a little bit. Right foot out to the side, step your left foot forward, and place the block to the outside of your left foot. Notice the stance isn't quite as wide as going into Warrior One. This is called Parvrita Trikonasana. So we're going to do a triangle pose and a twist. Parvrita means rotation or twist. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is place my left hand on my left hip and walk it back. Just it's as if my right hip is trying to touch my left hip. I'm trying to keep my hip stable. And then I'm going to inhale the right arm up and touch the sky. Keeping my hand on the hip to remind myself to keep that hip back. I'm going to hinge from the hip and go halfway over. So I personally think this is the most important part of the pose, is lengthening through the fingertips, the tailbone, and the crown of the head. That's your inhalation. And then on your exhalation, you will draw the belly in, begin turning your shoulder as you place your hand on the block and turn your shoulder. So I'm twisting. If your shoulder bothers you, you can always keep your hand on the hip, or maybe you can inhale the arm up. Breathing like this, Parvrita Trikonasana. 2 more breaths. We're twisting in a triangle pose. Breathing like this. Take your time, exhale the arm down. Wasn't that pretty? Woo! That wasn't too pretty. And soften the left knee, step the right foot to meet the left, lift your chest. I'm placing the block to the outside of the right foot, and I'm going to inhale the body up to step the left foot back. I know it's comforting to know that we're all in this together, right? Okay. Feet aren't too wide, the stance. I'm checking in with my hips always. I'm on a little, about somewhere between a 45 and 10 degree angle with my back foot. This will help balance the body. I'm going to take my right hand and walk my hip back. I like to keep my hand on the hip to remind myself of that hip staying back. Because when we start going into the pose, the hip's going to start going forward. Normally, lots of times. So my hand will remind myself to keep the hip back as I inhale the left arm up and reach for the sky. And then exhale, I'm going to micro bend that front knee to protect my knee. It's so soft, you don't even see it too much. And I'm going to here inhale and reach through the crown of the head, the tailbone, the fingertips, and lengthen. That's your inhale. On your exhale, draw the belly in, turn the right shoulder open as I place my hand on the mat and roll the shoulder open. We can stay here if the shoulder is comfortable here, or you can inhale the arm up, breathing like this into Parivrtta Trikonasana. Open up that chest for 3 breaths. Stay focused for 2. And exhale the arm down. Very nice. Turn the back foot forward, bend your front knee, and step that foot to meet the opposite foot. Fold forward. It's a really nice rotation in the spine. And the head releases down. Hands to the mat, step 1 foot back, step the other foot back, release to the knees. As I sit back in child pose, I'm gently walking my tailbone down to get a nice, delicious lower back stretch. Good. You can always use your block. I'm not a big fan of totally just dropping my head down like this, unless you really need to stretch out the back of your neck. This is nice. My neck is in line with the natural curves of the spine. My palms are facing up. I'm letting my shoulders fold forward. And I'm resting. You can also place one wrist on top of the other. Surrender the shoulders. Once again, if you place the third eye at the bony part of the wrist, it simulates the parasympathetic nervous system. Which is calming, very, very calming. And then I'm going to sit up for a moment. So if you're ever like really, really stressed out, like at your desk, for instance, you can just sit at your desk, place one wrist on top of the other, place your head down, take 10 breaths, close the door, don't let anybody see you, or don't let anybody disturb you. And it's amazing how you might just feel better, okay? Just a simple little tool. All right, we're going to do a sequence that I learned in Sedona. It was a conference that I went to with some of my students. It's fun. You can use a block if you need to use a block. You can use all of these props if you need to use these props. Padding, blocks, or a strap. Shoshana means head to knee or head of the knee pose. So first we're going to sit nice and tall, flex the feet. This is called Dandasana, staff pose. So it's as if you're standing on the feet right now. The feet are flexed and they're flat. And they're active. Press the heels into the mat. Internal rotation of the upper thighs. Lift your heart. Little tuck of the chin. You're lengthening the back of the neck. Breathing into staff pose. I'm going to bend this knee and open the knee out to the side. So you want to see the base of the foot. Even though this knee is bent, it's truly all about this leg here. You want to keep it rooted and you want to keep it active. This will keep your this hip down. It's as if we're standing in tree pose right now. The foot is flexed. You see the base of this foot. As you inhale the arms up, reach for the sky. And as you exhale, fold forward into Shoshana. So I'm taking my foot. You can also take a block, which feels good. If you can't take your foot, you can always use a strap. Remember, this is not a competition. Everybody's at different levels. Every body is at different levels for sure. B-O-D-Y. Breathing into Shoshana, which means head to knee, or head of the knee. So ideally, we want to try to keep this knee down. So if that's not happening, you might need to sit on a padding, drop your hips forward, and this knee just might go down a little bit more. Breathing into Shoshana. I'm checking in with my elbows to make sure my elbows are the same distance to the mat. This will keep my shoulders balanced as I fold forward. I'm engaging this quadricep muscle of this leg to stretch out the back of the hamstring, and possibly I can go just a little deeper. Keeping my heart open, keeping my hips down. 3 more breaths. Oh, that feels good. Inhale, the body rises. Parsva means side angle. So now we're going to go into Parsva, Vagina, Shoshana, side angle, head to knee pose. I'm going to extend this leg out to the side. Okay? So in this position, this leg is an internal rotation. It's not external, so the toes are not pointing towards the wall behind you. Your toes are pointing straight up. It's an internal rotation. This thigh is externally rotating. Internal, external. Got that? And then we're going to gently place our hand on the inside of the leg with the thumb pointing up. If the thumb points down, watch my shoulder. It turns in, and I'm closing up my heart. With the thumb pointing up, it externally rotates the shoulder and keeps the heart area open. Okay, so if you wish, you can take your first 2 fingers and cup your ankle. And this will give you a better external rotation of the shoulder. Or if you can even go deeper, you can place your thumb on the top of the foot and cup your foot. So there's many different variations of this pose you can go into to go deeper. But once again, we're not competing. So I'm going to take my 2 fingers and cup the ankle. My shoulder's rolling back. My opposite shoulder is rolling back. Now, it's rooting this hip down. And then I'm going, with my thumb pointing back. If it's forward, look what happens. I want to open. Inhale, reach for the sky. Exhale over the ear into side angle head to knee pose. Roll the shoulder back. Breathing. Direct the breath into the entire side of the body right now. Great big breaths, nice and free. Roll the shoulder back. I'm still listening to my breath to keep it smooth, using the Ujjayi breath. Little tuck of the chin, a little restriction in the throat. Only you can hear your breath. You monitor your breath. Breathing, reaching. Oh, this feels so good. Inhale the, okay, one more thing, if the shoulder bothers you, you can place your hand behind the head like this, okay? There's a lot of shoulder injuries out there, me included. Take your time, inhale the body up, and I have no idea how it even happened. And then we're gonna bring the leg forward. All right, so we're gonna do a few twists right now. So keep this leg active, lift your chest, inhale, then we're gonna turn towards this bent knee. Lift our heart, keep this hip rooted as you gently fold forward. It's just a little forward fold. A little baby twist as I fold forward, keeping this hip rooted down. Breathing, keeping my left leg active, your right leg active. Inhale up, big twist, turn the whole body towards that extended leg. Place your hand to the outside of the leg, place your right hand behind you, turn your head, flex your foot. Breathing. Maybe you can gently turn your head to the opposite direction. Let the chin lead the turn. Breathing. All 5 toes of that front foot's pointing towards you. Not just the big toe. Little toe, big toe. Twisting. Surrender the shoulders. Breathing. And then we're going to inhale and lift our chest and turn all the way over to the right again. Or your left. Lift your chest. Inhale. Turn the body. Turn your head. Okay, you want to move very slowly with this next pose. Just turn your head 1/4 turn, so you're in the same, you're facing that bent leg. I've talked before about the multifunctional pose. This is a lateral stretch and this is a twist at the same time. You need to move very slowly when you do a multifunctional pose. So this is a twist and a lateral stretch. So listen to me.
There's no need to rush this, okay? We have all the time in the world. Lift your chest, inhale. The back arm rises up, and you gently reach over. So I'm twisting, and I'm laterally stretching at the same time. Breathing like this. I'm trying not to do anything crazy with my neck. I'm keeping my neck in line with the natural curves of the spine. Breathing like this. Reaching. And from here, I'm going to inhale the arm up and place the hand behind me. I'm going to turn my body around so you can see what I'm doing. I'm placing the hand behind me right now. And what I want you to do is make sure that your hand that's behind you and your ankle that's in front of you are on the same plane. Okay? So my hand is in line with my ankle. From here, I'm going to gently go to my knee and have it in line with my wrist. I'm going to have it in line with my foot. I'm going to have my shoulder over my wrist. One nice long side plank. To inhale the opposite arm up to go over. Draw the belly in. Maybe you can inhale that leg up. You have to use your core muscles to help you lift that leg up and breathe. Reaching through the fingertips and toes, tug of war with the body. This is a variation of Parigasana gate pose for 3. Stay focused. For 2, reaching through the fingertips and toes. Place the foot down and very gently come back to your staff pose, Dandasana, and we'll do the other side. Everybody got that? Sit nice and tall, staff pose. Flatten your feet, lift your chest, distribute the weight equally in your hips. Breathing. In this time, we are going to bend the knee and let it float open. You want to see the base of the foot. Flex your opposite foot. Remember, this leg is internally rotating. It's not externally rotating. This thigh is externally rotating. And I'm sitting nice and tall. I want to see the base of this foot, so I'm turning the foot. Vagina Shoshana, head to knee pose. Inhale the arms up, reach for the sky. Draw the belly in and slowly fold forward. I'm going to grab a block for me. You can grab a strap if you need a strap to take your foot. Lengthen, draw the navel in and fold. Elbows same distance to the earth. I'm keeping my hips rooted right now. Breathing like this. First of all, I can use the block, but, and take it. But what's nice is it keeps my foot nice and flat. And that's nice. Checking in with the elbows. This is what I usually see. What happens is the shoulders are not balanced. So I'm going to bring that elbow down and bring my head to knee. Into Vagina Shoshana, head to knee. Or head of the knee. This knee comes down. 3 more breaths. And once you complete, inhale the body all the way up. Parsva means side angle. This is Parsva, Vagina Shoshana, side angle, head to knee. One more time, internal rotation. External rotation, I want to see the base of the foot. My toes are pointing straight up. I'm going to take the arm on the inside of the leg with the thumb pointing up. First 2 fingers cup the ankle, or you can place your thumb on the top of the foot and cup your arch. This externally rotates the shoulder back as the shoulder walks back. Keep your foot active. Roll your shoulder back. So in this pose, I see a lot of times people folding forward. If this is all you can do, this is fine. You're getting that lateral stretch. Or you can place the hand on the back of the head if the shoulder bothers you, or reach over the ear. Breathing. The head is bothering you, you can gently turn your head and look towards the foot. Reaching, direct the breath into the entire side of the body. Reaching, keeping the hip rooted. Breathing like this. Oh, this feels good. Inhale up, please. Exhale, release. Bring the leg forward. Lift your heart. Turn towards that bent knee. Draw the belly in. Root the hip to fold forward. Breathing through the nose. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, turn all the way towards that straight leg. Place the hand behind you, lift your chest, turn the head. Breathing. Okay, so I'm not leaning on my back hand right now. I'm still sitting on my sit bones. It's easy to get kind of sloppy right now because we're getting tired. Lift your chest, turn the head. Let the chin lead the turn once again. You'll get a deeper rotation in your neck. Breathing. Maybe you can turn the head the opposite direction. Breathing and release, lift your chest. Inhale, big turn towards that bent leg. My hand is on the outside of the leg. My left hand is behind me as I turn the body and turn my head. Breathing like this. Breathing. Okay, so as I'm here in this twisted pose, once again, this is going to be that multifunctional pose that you need to move very slowly with. You have to move slowly going into every pose. I don't want you hurting yourself. You don't need to. You can move very, very slowly. Do what you can do. It's all good. Okay, so from this position, I'm going to turn towards the bent knee. So it's just a quarter turn. And then I'm going to stay twisted as I inhale the back arm up. Reach for the sky, and then reach towards my active foot. And reach. I'm twisting and I'm laterally stretching at the same time. Breathing like this. Inhale the arm up, and exhale the hand down. I'm going to bring my body this way so you can see me. My hand's behind me. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this knee in line. First of all, I want to make sure that this hand is in line with this ankle, so we're on the same plane. This knee is going to go in line with the ankle as well. So, my shoulder's over my wrist. My hip is in line with my knee. My ankle's in line with my ankle is in line with my extended ankle. Okay, so we're all lined up. Got that? Woo! You got to draw the belly in. This is a balance challenge. Roll the shoulder back. Roll the shoulder back. Inhale the arm overhead. Parigasana gate pose. Draw the belly in, and maybe you can inhale that leg up and reach through the fingertips and toes. Breathing like this. Y'all got it? Reaching, lift the leg up, lift your chest, stay rooted for 2. Place the foot down. Come back to Dandasana, staff pose. Got that? That little sequence I learned in Sedona about 5 years ago or so. Lift your chest, lift your heart, flex your feet, fold forward into Paschimottanasana. Breathing. Once again, you can take a strap or you can take a block. Soften the elbows. Lengthening through the crown of the head with every inhalation. Lift your heart 1 millimeter. And as you exhale, fold forward 2 millimeters.
Breathing like this. Take your time and release. Very nice. Bend the knees. Draw the belly in and articulate the spine down one segment at a time. Slowly. And draw the knees into the chest. Apanasana. Soften the shoulders. My fingers are pointing towards my toes. This is extremely therapeutic. On your inhalation, walk the knees away and stretch out your upper back. Draw the belly in, exhale through the nose, and slowly begin drawing the knees into to the chest, the thighs into the belly. Soften the shoulders, tuck your chin. On your next inhalation, lengthen and reach. Draw the belly in, exhale slowly. Hug the thighs into the belly. Massaging the lower back. Massaging the organs and the intestines of the body. Last time, big inhalation. Lengthen. Draw the belly in, exhale, slowly draw the legs into the body. Give yourself a nice big virtual hug. Rock to the left and right. If you wish, you can open your feet up mat width. Let the legs float to one direction. Inhale up, this feels so nice on the lower back. Exhale to the opposite direction. Let's do that one more time. Inhale back to center, my feet are mat width. Exhale, float over. And then this outer foot, I'm gonna just gently place on top of the thigh for a little assistance. Turn my head the opposite direction, breathing like this. Let the head travel back to center, release the cross of the legs. Inhale up, exhale, float, move slowly. This time this outer foot's gonna gently I'm gonna place it on top of the outer thigh and release. Turn the head. Breathing. Inhale back to center. Draw the knees back into the chest, giving thanks to your beautiful, perfect, imperfect, unique body. And when you're ready, extend the legs, prepare for Shavasana. With the toes floating out to the sides, this will help spread the hips nice and wide. The palms are facing up. Tuck the chin. If you notice that your chin wants to come up like this, you might want to put a padding underneath your head, and this will help release the chin down at the base of, the very center of the back of the head. Will help release the chin down so the neck is long. It's perfectly fine. Take this time to release any hint of tension in the body. Where are you gripping onto tension? Bring your awareness to that area and let it go. It can be in the feet, it can be in the hands, just little subtle adjustments. It can be that little space between the eyes. It can even be in the heart center. Just let it go. Focus on the breath. It's nice and long and smooth. This is Shavasana. once you're complete, bring your awareness back to the breath, please. Moving very slowly. Don't tilt the body coming out of Shavasana. It disturbs the central nervous system. You want to move very, very slowly at this point. Draw the knees back into the chest. Roll to the right side to protect the heart. Support yourself with both hands to come up. And come into Sukhasana, a comfortable cross-legged seated position. Lift your heart. Close your eyes for a few moments. Focus on kindness and compassion, especially to yourself. Inhale the arms out to the sides, surround the body with peace. And exhale the hands home to the heart center. Namaste. Thank you. See you next time.